This is Pastor Rick. Have you ever overstayed your welcome? You ever gone someplace and you just stayed too long? Well, I'm going to share a little sharpening word for you today in the next few minutes that I think will help you with that. I was noticing in Genesis chapter 50, Joseph is getting ready to die, and he makes a statement that I think is profound to his brothers and to his family. He says, it's time, and let me just read it for you. It'd be great for you to look at this. Genesis chapter 50, verse 22. So Joseph dwelt in Egypt, he and his father's household, and Joseph lived 110 years. And Joseph saw Ephraim, children to the third generation, the children of Machir, the son of Manasseh, were brought up on Joseph's knees. Those are his brothers, by the way. Verse 24. And Joseph said unto his brother, I'm dying, but God will surely visit you and bring you out of this land to the land of which he swore to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. Then Joseph took an oath from the children of Israel, saying, God will surely visit you, and you shall carry up my bones from here. So Joseph died, being 110 years old. Now, when you think about this for a second, here's a guy who has gone through a lot. 41 years old. He was reunited with his brothers. 17 years old, he was sold into slavery. And now he's lived to be 110 years old. So he lives a long time after his trouble. I talked about that before. 69 years beyond, after everything was settled, he'd made up with his brothers. And what's amazing is in the middle of this, he is about to die now. And he says, guys, I want you to know that God's going to send you all back home to where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be in the promised land. You're not supposed to stay here in Egypt. But Egypt had become a convenient place, a safe place, a place that they all felt comfortable. And they had houses and lands and jobs, and they had learned trades, and they got used to the big city. It felt great, so they didn't leave. And so when Joseph died, they stayed. Now, this is a classic mistake. He kind of gives them a hint. He says, now I want you to promise me that when God visits you and challenges you to leave, that you're going to all go. You're going to and take my bones with you. Don't leave me buried here. Here's a guy who understood where he was supposed to be, ultimately, and where his people were supposed to be. Sometimes you can be in the wrong city. You can be in the wrong place. There could be opportunity there. You can have a job there, but your soul's not there. Your heart's not there. Your mind's not there. And your future is really not there. Happiness is not there for you. Joy is not there for you. You can make 5 cents more, $10 more. I'm not saying give up your money and be broke. I'm just simply saying think about this moment in his life and how this was a moment where he's saying to them, you can't stay here. You can't stay here. If you stay here, it's bad. The decision they made after he died was to stay there. And it's going to lead to the slavery of the descendants. You have to learn when to leave. You have to learn when it's time for you to pack up your bag and say, I've done my duty. There's something about having the courage to stay, and there's something about having the courage to leave. And this is a great story of a guy who knows I'm dying. He's admitted I'm dying. Physically, this is happening right now. I can feel it. And he understood at 110 years old that this was it. When you come to that moment and you realize that, how do you deal with it? I love Joseph's attitude. He tells the descendants, don't stay here. Now, where are you staying that you shouldn't stay? What are you weighing out, praying about, thinking about? But in your heart of hearts, you know you can't stay in this. I don't know what this is for you. I don't know if it's someplace unsafe, but you can't stay in this place. Your life is important. It's a gift to you. It's something God gave you. And if you're not careful, you won't be wise with it. I love the honesty of Joseph. I love the candor. I love the maturity. I don't think it was good the way his descendants responded because they didn't take his advice. They waited too long in Egypt and ended up being enslaved. Someone rose after them who was very insecure. And sometimes that's a sign. People are mistreating you. You can't find peace. And it starts migrating worse and worse. Before you know it, now you can't leave because you put yourself in a trap. So think about it, my friend. I believe you can always make adjustments when you see the warning sign, but make those adjustments. My name is Pastor Ricky Temple. May God give you wisdom in your choices, and I pray that you would make the right decisions. Father, give them what was in my prayer. Let this be a moment of breakthrough for them, where some would say, I need to make the right decision in my life. I need to change my direction. I need to stop right now and not stay here. Give them wisdom, I pray, in Jesus' name. You have a great day. Be blessed. My name is Ricky Temple. Bye-bye.